What is up, guys? Steven here, and I am going to be bringing you today an NU replay. So, the team I'm using has Bibarel. So, I really wanted to try Bibarel in this meta for a couple reasons. One, it's a Bibarel. It's like the best Gator counter in the entire tier. And this was also at the time that Slurpuff was in the tier, and Slurpuff got banned, actually, by a vote of 7-3, for those of you that did not know. And it has Unaware, so you can come in and just T-Wave Slurpuff for free. I mean, I also have a Garbodor and an Assault Vest Steelix, so Slurpuff wasn't really a problem. But yeah, I wanted to build with Bibarel. So the best way to do that, in my opinion, was balance. I got Stealth Rocks on Bibarel, I got Thunder Wave, because, you know, all that. Super Fang is cool, as you can do 50% to anything, even though Bibarel is weak, and all that jazz. Xatu, after this game, I changed it to Giga Drain, because the team really needed Giga Drain over Heat Wave. But I think in this replay it has Heat Wave. Standard Garbodor, so I have Hazard Stack with Stealth Rock on Bibarel and Spikes and stuff on Garbodor. AV Steelix, because it's actually one of my favorite sets in NU, because it beats a whole lot of stuff that regular Steelix can't beat, like Mesprit. It can easily beat one-on-one. I believe it can beat Xatu one-on-one if you're at full HP. It's an excellent switch into stuff like Rotom. It has a lot of utility, and that's why I like Assault Vest on Steelix. In talking about Assault Vest, I have Assault Vest Magmortar too, because I needed something for Fire Spam, so I have an AV Magmortar, because I wanted to go balance, like balance with Hazard Stack. So I have that, and I have a Sturdy Sock. Mold Breaker might actually be better on this team, but I had a Xatu, so I just threw on Sturdy. And yeah, looking at team preview, I wasn't really sure who he was going to lead with, so I just led with Sock because it is Sturdy. And I'm going to predict him to switch here. I wasn't really sure what he was going to go into, but he ends up going into Seismitoad on my Sock, predicting me nicely to go into Garbodor. So I am just going to get up a Spike, predicting his knockoff, and at this point I don't want to risk him getting up his rocks, so I am just going to go into my Xatu. So I am going to call mine here, I guess getting a little bit greedy on turn 5, and he makes a very nice play here, predicting my Steelix and doubles into his Seismitoad. But that's fine, because I can just go back into Xatu, and at this point I just need to keep offensive pressure on the Seismitoad to prevent him from getting up his rocks. So at this point I am just Roost stalling, trying to get some souls back, and here I wanted to see the damage as I go for Psyshock, and it does nothing, and I get burned. So at this point Xatu is pretty much worthless, so I'm just going to sack it after going for Psyshock. So he goes for Earthquake, in case I did want to go for Roost there. So at this point Magmortar can come in, I can just go straight for HP Grass, and at this point I'm expecting him to stay in, so I'm just going to Fire Blast, and I kill him, because I'm AV, I'm not choiced. So he's going to go into his Hariyama, and I am going to go into Sock, and I kind of want to explain that play. I really thought long and hard about this play, because if you look at my team, I do have Garbodor, which is really one of the best Pokemon to stop Hariyama in the tier, and it's why you should run Earthquake on your Hariyama, in my opinion. But that's beside the point. So the bad thing about that is he also has that Seismitoad just chilling at 66% or something like that. So if you went for close combat on Garbodor, then that would have been great. He also could have double switched into Seismitoad, but I kind of expected him to go for either knockoff or go into Seismitoad. So Sock was the best play, because since I'm banded, then I can kill Seismitoad from 66%, even if it's max, and it's a relatively safe switch into this. So that's why I made that play. this point I am just going to close combat, as he actually sacks his Pawniard. I'm not really sure why he made that play, but now he can just go straight into his Garbodor. But I am going to make the aggressive switch into Magmortar, predicting some sort of hazard. So that is what he ends up going for, and I can just Fire Blast on the incoming Hariyama. And at this point, I'm really forced to go into Garbodor, as he does just knock off, and I am going to just get up more hazards. So I get up a Spike now, and I'm pretty much going to try to just match his hazards with my own. So I'm going to hard switch into my Bibarel and get up my rocks against his Seismitoad, as he ends up knocking me off. Bibarel wasn't really worth much against anything else on his team. I can just start firing off some Super Fangs to keep stuff low. And if I can keep that Seismitoad low, then it won't be able to switch back in on hazards. And that's just great, because that lets Steelix win the game late game. So this is why I'm making these plays. Now he's going to go into his Garbodor, and I am just going to T-Wave him. I'm going to attempt to Paraflinch him here, but he goes for Drain Punch, which it was pretty much a middle ground play. I am just going to T-Bolt and take him out. At this point, he's going to go into his Hariyama. I'm going to T-Bolt because I don't want to miss. I get a crit para as he just kills me with knockoff, but it didn't really matter because he wouldn't have been able to switch back in on hazards. I do have Garbodor chilling here, so I can just take him out. So that crit really didn't matter. He wouldn't have been able to come back in on hazards anyway. He most likely would have just sacked it. So now he's going to go into his Seismitoad, and he's going to take me out with Scald. So at this point, I've pretty much won the game, because I can go into Sock and just click Knockoff. And I do have AV Steelix in back, so I can beat Mesprit one-on-one no matter what. So I am just going to go for Knockoff, because he ends up being Life Orb. Psychic does take out Sock and Steelix. Just look at how good it takes this hit. This is why it's so good against Mesprit. That was a modest Mesprit, and it did nothing. And Crunch is an easy KO. So that was good. And yeah, this actually is me. Zagumi is me on an alt. I think I'm up to like number 12 or something on this alt. I'm still number 3 on my main. Oops. So I want to try to get top 10 with both alts. And yeah, guys, if you like this video, drop a like, drop a comment, let me know what you think about Bibarel. And starting next video, I should have like a end screen thing at the end of my videos, and that was made by Swaglif, so I'm just gonna give him a preemptive thank you. And I also want to thank him for making my new avatar, and Hugh Nation for making my banner. So yeah, guys, like I said, drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace.